All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to the Akim pushing this truth in sincerity, bahasham, rawchaa, qadash. This is entitled Three Family Members Charged After Security Guard Shot to Death Over Face Mask Dispute in Flint. Okay, and this was published 19 hours ago. And it says, family grieves security guard killed after asking Family Dollar shopper to wear a mask. These are Jake's, okay? Okay, so their family member was a security guard at a Family Dollar, and he asked someone to wear a mask, and he got shot over it, okay? Flint, Michigan, 3 family members are charged with murder after a security guard was shot dead at a Family Dollar earlier this month during a dispute over a face mask. One is in custody right now, and police are still looking for the other 2. Genesee County Prosecutor David Layton says the 43-year-old security guard Calvin Munerlin was shot and killed at the store on 5th Avenue in Flint the afternoon of Friday, May 1st. Layton says Munerlin got into an argument with a woman named Cheryl Teague, 45, when he told she needed to wear a face mask while inside the store. When he told her she needed to wear a face mask inside of the store. Authorities say Teague began yelling at Munerlin and spit at him. So that's this lady in the middle. She spit at the security guard, okay, after he told her to wear a face mask. It says Munerlin told her to leave the store and told a cashier not to serve her, okay? So the security guard told her to leave the store and for the cashier not to serve her, you know, and if you really look at it, he was in his right. He was just doing his job. Okay, the woman left the store, and a short time later, her husband and her son went to the store and confronted the security guard. And that's this guy on the left and this other Jake on the right. Okay, her son, identified as Ramonia Bishop, 23, is alleged to have then pulled out a gun and shot Munerlin in the back of the head. Okay, this guy on the right, he shot the security guard in the back of the head. Police were called to the store around 2:15 p.m. and found Munerlin unconscious and bleeding when they arrived. He was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead. From all indications, Mr. Munerlin was simply doing his job in upholding the governor's executive order related to the COVID-19 pandemic for the safety of store employees and customers. Prosecutor Layton said in a news release, he called the death senseless and tragic. And it is. Okay? All 3 family members are charged with first-degree murder and felony firearm. Let me get this. This is Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Okay? And basically, you know, the woman was told by a security guard to wear a face mask or she could not come in the store. So what? They got into altercation. She spit on him, and the security guard told the cashier not to serve them. Okay, so basically her husband and her son came back and shot the guy, or her son shot the guy in the back of the head. So the 3 of them are guilty, I guess, you know, by association, you could say. But you know, the man, okay, in this case her husband, okay, and her son, and even her, you know, Israel's eye used to be delicate. The men, their eye used to be delicate, okay, towards each other, but now it's evil, okay, and these are the curses that our people are in, and this is what's happening in the world these days, man. This is what the world looks like, okay, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, right, men used to be tender and delicate amongst each other. Let's see what it says under tender.
Strong's H7390.
Tender, soft, delicate, weak. Tender, delicate of flesh, weak of heart, timid, soft of words, gentle words. See, they were soft of words, they were gentle of words. So yeah, in the ancient world, you know, a disagreement wouldn't have got like this, man, to that point, to kill somebody over something as senseless as a face mask. Okay, so We are living in perilous times. His eye shall be evil towards his brother. Okay, and them dudes, them two Jakes, his eyes were evil against the security guard and toward the wife of his bosom. And if he's shooting people, he ain't tender and delicate to his wife, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. And look at, okay, to the spirit. Now they're wanted for murder. The woman is in custody right now, awaiting arraignment. Police are still looking for Larry, Teague, and Bishop. If you know where they are, you are asked to call 911. You see? So they're on the run. These two, the one on the left and the Jake on the right, they're on the run, and now they have left whatever children they have, and their mother and their wife. Okay, so as you can see, this is the situation that our people find themselves in, and they don't know why. Okay. And it's real simple, man. All you have to do is just listen to rules. I know, the face mask could be, hard to breathe or whatnot, but, nonetheless, we are under captivity, and it's wise for brothers to, agree with thine adversary quickly, okay, and be subject to the higher powers. This is Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High.
Strong's G, 1849, exousia.
The power or rule of government, the power of him whose will and commands must be submitted to by others and obey. Okay, and right now, this is Esau's kingdom. So if they tell you to wear a face mask out in public or to enter a store, then that's just what you're gonna have to do. But our people are rebellious. Okay, and their deeds overpass the wicked. You see. Power of judicial decisions, authority of manage domestic affairs. You see? So I just wanted to get that. It says, whosoever therefore resisteth the power resisteth the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. Now these guys are damned. Okay? These guys are damned, man. Now they gotta go do time. For what? For a simple altercation, man. Something senseless as a face mask that they should have, wore.
Strong's G, 2917, Krima.
Right.
Krima.
Damnation, decree of judgments, judgment. Condemnation of wrong, the decision, whether severe or mild, which one passes on the faults of others. In a forensic sense, the sentence of a judge. You see? So now they're on the run, but when they get caught, they will see the judge. The punishment which one is sentenced, okay? Condemnatory sentence, penal judgment, sentence, a matter to be judicially decided, a lawsuit, a case in court. Okay, so they will have their day in court. Okay, because the Most High put up these devils. Okay, ultimately this pandemic is of His will. Okay, and whatever laws that are instituted because of it, if you break them, you will have to pay the consequence. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Right. So they're not set up to terrorize people who are doing good or following the law, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. Okay. So are you not going to be afraid of the power of Yahawah Yahawashi? Okay. He decides these court cases. He decides whether if a guy gets life or if he gets the chair. It says, do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. Right. So do which is good, and you will have praise of those who are in the position to judge such cases. All right. If you're doing well, then you'll win a case over in a civil matter or whatnot. But these guys murdered a guy, then guess what? Now they will have to receive damnation. Okay. So be afraid. Okay, of what the Heavenly Father has set up through the Spirit. It tells you right here in the article. From all indications, Mr. Munderland was simply doing his job. Right, he was just doing his job, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to use subtlety. You have to use wisdom in these situations, man. There's no reason to, get crazy when told to wear a face mask by these Edomites. It says, from all indications, Mr. Munderland was simply doing his job in upholding the governor's executive order. Right, they have the ability to wield the power in these situations related to the COVID-19 pandemic for the safety of store employees and customers. Prosecutor Layton said in a news release, he called the death senseless and tragic. Right. And it is. Okay. Jake's, we used to be tender and delicate, but now, Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, eye is evil towards one another over some silly stuff. But if you had known the scriptures, okay, then you would have, known. Okay, you would have known the law and what could have happened to you, then you would have known. Matthew 5:25, agree with thine adversary quickly while thou in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. So they should have thought about the laws, man. Okay, now they got to worry about being cast into prison because they skipped, the whole civil matter and just took the law into their hands and killed the security guard. Which we know is all judgment. Okay, but this is what's going on in the world, man. Okay, 2Esdras 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. This is for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, and this is no more saying that we're coming upon these times. We are in these times. There's 2019 was labeled the year of protest. And protest and uproar is synonymous, so, and that's in the scriptures too, uproars. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see? So them killing that Jake, they didn't regard their kings nor their princes. Okay? And what I mean by that is that they didn't regard that, the governor's executive order of wearing face mask, right now, this COVID-19. So yeah, the course of their actions shall stand in their power, and the course of their actions was them shooting that Jake in the back of the head. Okay, so this is sedition among men and invading one another, and this is happening. This is in the world these days, man. This is everywhere. Okay, you just got to be able to pick these stories out of the news. A man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able. Right? Things are still shut down. They're talking about reopening, but nonetheless, it's still shut down. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right? And there's a lot of fear in the world from this pandemic. It says that a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Okay. When Jake's eyes used to be tender and delicate one another, now they become evil towards their brethren. And it says here, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, so these scriptures are coming alive. I just wanted to bring this out. Okay. These are the times that we're in, Jake, 3 Jakes are going down. These 3 are going down for what they did to the security guard.
A security guard at a Family Dollar store in Flint shot and killed on the job. Investigators say it happened after he asked the suspect, the customer, to wear a face mask inside the store. Fox News' Erica Erickson spoke with the victim's devastated family.
Just no excuse for somebody to take this kind of an action over this kind of an issue.
Shot in the head, killed apparently for telling someone to put on a mask.
This was totally uncalled for. He didn't bother a soul.
The family of 43-year-old Kelvin Munnerlin, known lovingly as Super Duper, says he'd been working at this Family Dollar store on 5th Avenue in Flint as a security guard for the past few months.
It's so devastating that he shouldn't have lost his life by trying to save life.
Everybody smile.
Flint police and the Genesee County Prosecutor's Office say Friday afternoon, 45-year-old Charmel Teague came into the store, Munnerlin ordering her to put a mask on. Police say Teague began yelling and spitting on him, Munnerlin telling the cashier not to serve her. Teague leaving but calling her husband, 44-year-old Larry Teague Jr.
The video shows the same vehicle returning approximately 20 minutes later.
Witnesses tell police and surveillance video shows Charmel's husband and 23-year-old son, Raymond Bishop, then ran into the store wearing dark clothing.
One of the black males started yelling at Munnerlin about disrespecting his wife. The other black male then walks up to Munnerlin and shoots Munnerlin.
Munnerlin shot in the back of the head, later dying. His family says the lovable father of 6 children and 3 stepchildren cared for his family more than anything.
His main focus on anything 24/7 was his mama, his kids, and his wife.
Munnerlin even getting the nickname Super Duper from his mother because he was always helping others.
All he did was rip and run and try to help everybody. Instead, he put everybody before him.
Prosecutors Monday announcing nearly a dozen felony charges against Charmel Teague, her husband, and the man who pulled the trigger, her son. The charges include first-degree murder, felony firearm, and violation of the executive order.
They are armed and dangerous, but we will bring them to justice.
Now, as Charmel Teague sits behind bars, a $1,000 reward is being offered to help find Larry Teague and Raymond Bishop.
I got something to say to these individuals. They took him away from his mama and his wife and his kids for something so stupid.
Erica Erickson, Fox 2 News.
Right, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You know, Lord willing, this was edifying. You know, the people wouldn't be going through this if they were, you know, close to their power. If they had the scriptures, man, and knew how to conduct themselves, they would not be going through these type of things. Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom.